hardware store, now Radika. It's a cultural landmark. A South Pasadena cultural landmark. The food is pretty good. Food is pretty good. I'm wearing my Halloween shirt. That's just random. That wasn't planned or anything. Doesn't matter how long I spend in LA, just about every evening I'm like, where are we gonna go? Where are we gonna go? Let's just go to Haddonfield. Yeah. Yep, let's go to Haddonfield. I'm gonna loop around, go up Highland, and we'll circle back down past the Myers place and we make our way up to Bushnell. We'll see where the journey takes us. Just beyond these hedges, you may recognize this house. Dun dun dun. It's Arnie's house. And Christine, I just watched Christine. Yeah. That's where all the trash bags spew open. Over there, almost looks like there's a trash bag stain over there. I wish more of the Christine spots were filmed here in Pasadena, but you can get Arnie's house. This is where he would park Christine. Okay, welcome to my favorite town, South Pasadena. Just to the left of Arnie's house. I just love the trees. We're gonna see lots of beautiful trees. Who's that? Is that Michael? Oh, it's Jesse Hosh. Yes, it is. Yeah, interesting branch. Arnie's house. So we continue this way up to Highland. We got some Halloween 2007 spots I always like to revisit. This is where the girls are walking home in the Rob Zombie version of Halloween, all along this stone wall. Stone wall leads all the way up to Highland, where the scenes from the original Halloween 1978 were filmed. Gone over it a million times, but gonna take it all in this evening. So they're walking home here, talking about school. And right about at this driveway opening here is where the three girls notice Michael standing across the street. Right about here. Michael was just over here. Just over here. Daniel Harris's character yells at him, and he slinks off. Then Brad Dourif, voice actor for Chucky, pulls up as Sheriff Brackett along this stone wall across the street to talk to the girls and offer them a ride home. It's pretty cool. See Arnie's front door right at the end of the street. It's Slasher Cinema Paradise. So Brackett pulls up here and continues on that way while the other two girls walk down Highland just like they do in the original film. Or maybe it's just one of them. Right. I think it's just Laurie. Just Laurie heads home. It's the original cornerstone from Halloween 1978. And you can see these houses through this one straight ahead in the original Halloween quite well. It looks a little different, but here's the original angle here. This stop sign has actually replaced a tree that was here right there. Jesse can be Laurie Strode coming around the corner. You see this house kind of a little bit when the girls are walking by in the original Halloween, and actually a little more so when Laurie from Rob Zombie's 2007 film is walking by. Scout Taylor walking by this way. Yeah, there used to be a tree right there. Pretend that stop sign's a tree. After this next tree, which is sawed off couple of limbs here. The girls in 1978 crossed over this way where you see Jessie. I love it. This is really neat because when Scout Taylor walks by, she continues up this side of the sidewalk, right past this white pole, and they do those shots of her, then passing that tree, and then Michael. It's Michael passing the tree, and then her, until it brings her back to her place, next door to the Liar house, which we're going to go and check out. One of Jim Carrey's finest films. So, speaking of that white pole that I just mentioned from the 2007 film, here it is in a matchup that Jessie has of the 1978 version. There's the pole, and the tree beside it as well. And then this cornerstone. Oh, sorry about the reflection. There's that tree right there. And then the girls, there's a good shot of the girls right in front of this house right here. I never seem to put much focus on this house. I've covered Halloween, and I thought full in-depth detail multiple times. Here's that balcony right there. This is the first angle you get. This is just a screen grab. But, like, this is the first angle when you see them hit this side of the sidewalk. It's right in front of this house right here. And then it's just over here that they walk up to. They're talking, and Michael comes around this cornerstone there. It's right up here. From beyond this tree, the angle's from just beyond this tree. The whole hey jerk speed kills thing. This vehicle's in the way, so I kind of have to walk out to show it, but he was just stopped just up here. But when you look back, I always thought that it was this house right here. This is the house that you see. You don't really see the house much, but this is the wall you see. Okay, so you never stop figuring out more about our favorite movie. But here's an interesting shot of this house. Like we said, we walk up to this sidewalk and the first shots are of this house. And here's them filming them this way in front of this tree.
Michael driving
this house.
up in the car.
Well, that house that we just showed in that matchup is this house right here. We just looked at it. None of these were here. But you can see this house right there.
Here's the,
Show me that one more time. There you go. There's the, yeah. Look at that house there behind Lori. That's that one right there.
Right in front
Wow,
of the
yeah.
driveway.
So, okay, we just figured out exactly where
driveway.
they filmed it. See this pillar right here? It's actually that pillar right there. So I'll move the camera closer, and that's the house I just pointed out, now covered by those weird bushes behind the girls. Right there.
Chimney.
Yeah, you can see the chimney poking up.
And this is the driveway that comes down.
So that's that elevated driveway right there. It is this one. It's now stone. I was always confused whether it was this one or this one right here next door. But again, as I just mentioned, that is the shot you get of them walking away up here. So they filmed all along here. These two houses as well, then. Halloween history, folks. Halloween 1978. That's why I love this town. That's why we're here. That's why we're here. Recent discovery. We've been hanging out here for like 20 minutes, and now we've discovered something weird. Okay, we always thought that this tree up there is the angle of where Michael stops. Look what we just figured out here.
There used to be a tree right here, which
Right.
is this tree in the foreground.
Mm-hmm.
Because the only way to get this tree in the shot
Right there.
with the pole and that other tree,
Yep.
I always thought the V tree was up two
So
more
did
trees.
I. So did I.
But this is the V tree.
This one right here. Yeah. You can see
And there
the
used to be another tree here.
all the
and then
ivy has been removed there, but you see that tree that comes
the
after
one,
it?
this is the V tree
That's that one right
that
there.
we always
Yep.
thought is this third one right here.
That's right. We always thought that was the V tree that the
It's
ivy
this-
led up
it's
to.
That one.
It's this one right here with the big hump.
And then this one.
Let's walk closer so we can show it. Look, this is actually the V tree. Everybody thinks is this one up here, but the ivy ran right up here, and this is the angle.
I did a matchup a long time ago, and I was like, something's wrong with this. Like, I have to go back and figure it out.
That's
And
right.
the only thing I can think of is there used to be a tree, because all of these trees are evenly spaced out. It looks like
That's right.
There's not one right here.
If you count them, though, that's totally correct. Never know. You visit the same spot a dozen times, what you'll figure out. So, anyways, the girls move on here, past a house used in Liar Liar. Jim Carrey himself pulled up here. Love Liar Liar. Definitely one of my favorite Jim Carrey films. 1004 Highland Street. Maximilian! And Fletcher's family lived in this house, and they lived next door to the Strodes in Rob Zombie's Halloween. So, from what we were talking about earlier, oh, you actually see Jesse over here, and he's crossing over where, I guess, Scout Taylor from Rob Zombie's film crossed over, and this is where she lived. Pointed this out many times. This tree here is phenomenal. There was a huge branch that extended out, which they've sawed off, and now they've got this swing set up. Always love this though, with the palm trees to the left. Right there on the porch is where Mason Strode died. I don't think I'm giving any spoilers because it's Halloween 2007. Yeah, they were sitting there on the front steps. The mom from E.T. Damn it, her name always escapes me. But Mason Strode came right down these stairs. Halloween 2006. Same Mission Street and Meridian Avenue signs. I'm pretty sure in the film. Michael, station wagon right here. If you never have, eat inside the hardware store. We've eaten right there. Haddonfield Express is heading to Azusa. And we should take the train to Azusa. That's where the house from Wes Craven's New Nightmare is, I think. Another. The Haddonfield Express is on its way again. This one's heading to Long Beach. Sort of fruit I stepped on. Love the color they put on that. Guess they could have just repainted it like white, the houses in the film. I really like that though. And bones in the Myers home. I love you. There's a bird up there. It's a bird right on the peak. Just over here by where Loomis was standing. He was waiting to talk to Sheriff Brackett, and Michael pulled out from over there. You can see a little bit of this building now covered by a tree right there. These buildings have changed. However, Loomis was standing right over here, not over here by the railing, but right here. Michael pulls off from over there. You can see that street has changed right behind him. It's straight down there, but now you kind of got to go over here and turn that way to go past the trough. Finally, that hot Los Angeles sun has gone down. Obviously, it's the 40th anniversary of Pee-wee's Big Adventure, so we had to stop by the house. Mr. Crowtray's house. It is Mr. Crowtray. Crowtray. Some people think it's Crabtree. It is Crowtray. Jesse is hanging back there over at Pee-wee's house to match up some stuff. I'll tell you about that guy, man. Jesse, he's so into it. He's got such a great eye for spotting out things that other people have never pointed out. Love it. Love that guy. Love the picture-esque shot you get of these two homes. Screen used in the 78 version of Halloween. Same greenhouse, same brown house, neither of which have changed at all. Going by the Strode house here. It's another sidewalk library. Look at these two trees seen in Halloween. They got a lot of these sidewalk libraries here. Fairview Sidewalk Library. With a fair view of those two homes you see in Halloween. This one here is also seen in Halloween. This one covered by the trees straight ahead. It looks completely different. That's been completely remodeled, but the two houses to the right, the one with the hedge archway, the green one, and the one with the brown roof to the right of it, those still look the exact same as they did 47 years ago when they filmed Halloween. You get a good clear view of those in the movie when Laurie's looking to her right, waiting for Annie to pick her up. It gets old. And so these houses, like I said, in that shot, you see these trick-or-treaters file out here. You can see it was more open in the film as this tree wasn't here. And all those houses still look the same over here. To point those out. Well, kiddo, I guess you outgrew superstition. Why these kids were trick-or-treating at about 3 p.m. in the afternoon, I'm just assuming they got off school around that time. This is here. That was this house. One more shot at these homes. These homes. Don't do it. That's the house where it all started. us were. Takes 2 minutes exactly. Walk through the Halloween tube alley. And then Elrod's house. Michael crept from the alleyway behind it into the kitchen to grab the knife. Mrs. Elrod was distracted by the news, which was interrupting Night of the Living Dead. Best scene ever. Best scene ever. Again, very hard to see. But you're going to see as these cars pass by, which is good. This is the tree Michael emerged from behind when he was 6 years old. Of course, that was John Carpenter, actually, manning the camera to move it to the left and unveil where the Myers house used to stand. That background music. Right, she's walking up the train tracks right here. He's waiting in the car. She's like, da 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 da. It's like right here. She's walking up where the Myers house is now situated.
He's sitting right there at the line, and then he's daydreams about it right there in front of the railroad crossing.
The ones that just went up as the train passed. A lot of activity tonight.
South.
Yeah, he pulls up there. And the Myers house was not yet moved.
That's
where
crazy.
it now stands across the road. And then she's skipping down the tracks just over here. Right here. Skipping by the tracks.
I can't tell if this building.
Yeah, I think that, well, he was over here.
Or going at that angle.
It's most likely this big line here he
Yeah.
pulls up to. This has all been repainted. Kind of see one of these as he pulls up.
You can see the stop here.
Look, the kids run across the road. There's the one stop, and then there's a double line right there, and he stops
a little bit more.
Bam, right to this one. So it looks like the double line would have been like over here. Not much at all remains of that. That's very interesting. This is before the Myers house was even moved here. Cool film, The Midnight Hour.
And you can see all these trees in there.
Yeah, it's actually available on YouTube as well.
There's a good version on YouTube.
All these legendary trees. They're kicking over there from the hardware store and Halloween. They should stay open later. I mean, it's a little past 10. You got to be in the mood for it, but if you are, eat at Radika. Not too bad. The meat is good. We ate right here. And a special I did just like this on Haddonfield. Always coming back to Haddonfield. It's my favorite town on earth. Haddonfield Express. On its way again. Okay. So there's this guy here. We always like to come down here and talk about everything filmed around this trough, of course. Step Brothers, Halloween. He's in the intro of Step by Step. And something nobody else ever talks about, the Midnight Hour. And in the Midnight Hour, they actually use the inside of the trough and everything. Looking through the trough, so the girls pass it in Halloween, obviously, very legendary. Michael just parked over there and they push on past this legendary trough here, south Pasadena, on the way to the hardware store, which is now Radika. You can see the South Pasadena Historical Museum directly through it here. And in the Midnight Hour, The guy pulls up. There we go. You get the movie on YouTube here. So.
There.
Yep. And there's the trough. He's coming through it right now. Look at that. There's the museum. And the camera angle's filming right through it. And he backs up. And he's talking to her. Right there.
And then when they do the close-up scenes, she's on the other side.
Yeah, they switched it. Jesse figured this out.
Like when she's there, you see those 2 dots on that rock.
Those are those 2 dots right there.
So she's sitting right there.
Yeah. So
when he pulls up, she's over here.
Yeah.
And then when they do the tight shots, she's sitting right here.
Damn,
and then
man.
this is the rock that's behind her.
And that's how you can tell, because of those 2 things, splotches that are still there.
Pretty
today.
cool.
Yeah. Again, this is before the Myers house was moved to where it is. Okay, if you look at this, you see the splotches once again. I'm just gonna call them splotches. They're almost like gobs or whatever. They've been there since before I was born, and they're right there. And like, she's small, right? So you can see her head is lined up with like this rock right there. Right there. So her back's right here, her bum's right here. Kind of interesting. She's definitely small, her head. And then splotches again. Now we're to the left of her. Just fun to match that up. And then the following scene, when he's talking to her, this is again after she's sitting here, she's back here. Movie magic.
Yeah, it's probably just because this side is like much wider. You know what I mean? You get coverage, so you won't. This one's like really thin.
Was here actually. I've covered for Black Sheep locations. This was in the midnight hour as well. Look, the garage, that's where the voting happened. And Farley smashes the voting booths. Yeah. Interesting. Haddonfield Express. Sorry for the darkness, but it's kind of appropriate because it's Automotive garage here. Larry's Union Service was actually used in Halloween. Inside the garage, they filmed the scene where Nurse Chambers and Loomis are driving up in the rain to the Hollywood Reservoir. Yeah, sorry. It is dark, but yeah. 2 garages here, and inside there, they filmed basically just them inside the car as they're driving up. Fun fact. Got some low blood sugar. We got Aritos. Lenny and Larry, the complete cookie. Lenny and Larry's. And some white Reese's. Yeah, I got low blood sugar. We're right up front, right across from Caro's from Terminator. Well, it wasn't Caro's in Terminator, but it's been Caro's and closed for a long time. Look at that. It's a massive cookie. Would you get some Cracker Jacks? Oh, it's thick. It's a thick cookie. Right. Lenny and Larry's. So yeah, still says Caro's over here. Might be tearing this down and supposedly putting apartments here. That would suck. I just wish they'd make it into a restaurant again. We'd be eating here all the time. When in South Pasadena. So Sarah Connor pulled up over there on her scooter. She'll walk right up to the pole. That'll be stupid. Replace it with apartments. Boo. Big Jeff is over here. Sorry. A little dark. Walked over a couple blocks over here to Oxley, where you'll find the famous Rialto Theater, Michael Jackson's Thriller video, the infamous intro to Scream 2, which is filming from the other side of the road. Fortunately, the neon and the lights are not on. I really thought that that would be on tonight, but either way, I've never been here at night, so it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. That's where she walks up into Nightmare on Elm Street 4, right by the exact booth here. You can see these doors too. She had a giant thing with a giant knife. I was hoping to see the red neon tonight. I guess the angling was more from over here where they were filming for Scream 2, that opening shot there. Would look way better if that neon was on, but what can you do? Just over here, next to the Strode house, and also the high school. It's a library, but it's used as the high school. Rob Zombie's Halloween is the Mustafa Akkad Memorial Bench, known to the world as the godfather of the Halloween film series. Your legacy lives on. Filmed in South Pasadena. Oh yeah. Been a while since I paid a visit to the bench. We're on this block. Come take a look at this monstrosity. This tree. The root system that spans this entire portion of this library's property. The library that was the high school in Halloween 2007. One more look at this tree from the other side. Heading back this way now. Just noticing this. It's been put up in the tree. It's always Halloween in Pasadena. Always. Still partying. They're still going at it. Alright. Thanks again, everybody. Give it a big thumbs up. Please like, please subscribe. Never know what you may be missing here on the Mr. Thrasha Show. We love you a lot. Yes, we do. They're still hard at work. Stained glass over Judith's bedroom door. It's always lit up. Alright, that's gonna do it from here, the Myers house. Please like, please subscribe. Thanks for hanging out with us around Haddonfield, South Pasadena. Always Halloween in Haddonfield. Much more to come. Never know what you may be missing here on the Mr. Thrasha Show. But you can always bet that every once in a while, we return to our favorite place in the world,